It's the NLP Sales Masterclass. I'm joined by Darish Saudi. I just want to look now into referral programs. How can you guarantee to have business coming to you by setting up something that will incentivize others to work with you?
Okay. More than anything else, you need to have a plan. I recall a number of months ago when I came to Dubai. I had no clients, no reputation, nobody knew me. But I did a 30-second pitch in front of a group of business people. And using my elevator pitch, got enough interest to go and see them. Out of those people, I signed up one client. But I knew exactly that client, if I wowed them, how many referrals they were going to give me. So I didn't wait for them to benefit from my services. I sat down with them and I said, what I do is work referrals, okay? And once you decide to go ahead with me, please accept and expect the fact that I'm going to ask you 5 referrals. So let's do this now. For the second appointment, could you make a list of 5 people that could benefit from my services? So when I turned up, he goes, oh, actually I made 10. And I've called them as well for you, so give them a call. So from that one, I got to see 10 people, 8 people. Out of those 8 people, 5 used my services. And I used the same services, the same system to do it again and again and again. Now, it works. I was approached by a firm of accountants a number of months ago, and they had 10 clients. And I said, what's the ideal thing that could happen to you in 12 months down the line? He says, I would like to have 20 good clients like the 10 I've got. So what if I teach you a way to get referrals and double your clients within a week? He said, incredible, fantastic, amazing. Can you do it? And I spent 2 hours teaching him. Okay, exactly how to ask this question. And he phoned me up next day. He said, I've got 8 new clients. I've got 8 referrals. I've seen these people. I'm going to see these people, and they're going to become 8 new clients. So fantastic, but you need to see about 15 because 5 probably won't buy from you. So keep doing what you're doing. And he got this 8 referrals of 3 people they spoke to. So he has 7 others to speak. Now what was shocking to me was I didn't hear from him again. And I rang him up weeks later, and he said, oh, to be honest with you, I got those referrals and I went to saw them, I got 4 new clients. I said, and did you do it again? Oh no, I didn't. I just carried on doing what I always done. So what happened was I doubted his drive and his focus towards where he wants to go in life. Okay? So what I say is, if it works, use it again and again and again. Systemize it. Okay? If it works, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Okay? Practice it till you become an expert in it. So when we have a relationship, and the time to ask for a referral is when you made a decision, not 6 months after we've done business. Because what happens is we have an emotional turmoil within us when we make that decision, or we're just about to make it. So if I say, yes, I want to use Dave Crane's service, and I sign, that's the time to ask for a referral. Not 6 months afterwards. Or if I think you're being cheeky, I say, well, let the first session be over, then I'll give you some referrals the second time. Is that okay? But who's in charge of this? Who's in charge of prospecting? Who's in charge of creating a bigger prospect file for you? You are. Instead of destiny or hoping.
So with everybody, what would be the words, what's a phrase you should use for getting that referral program to start working?
Dave, we've known each other for a while and you like my services, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be okay, would you help me? Would you help me? Fantastic. And I've actually used this with you before. That's fantastic. I would really appreciate your help. May I borrow your name to introduce my services to 5 people that you know?
You should.
Great. May I have them now? Or tomorrow? When is the best time for me to collect those names? And will you do me a favor by phoning them and letting them know that I'll be in touch? And don't worry, I'm not going to sell them anything because this is the email I'm going to send them. Or I'll just say, can I come and see you for 5 minutes? So I'm not going to oversell anything or be abusive or assertive or too aggressive to your contacts. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
And that's it?
That's it.
Excellent.
That's it. But when we sit down in workshops and we sit down with people, I say practice, 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 till it becomes natural. Okay? Don't chop and change. The words we give you are so rehearsed and so right that every single thing has an impact. Don't take a few words in or throw yours in there or take a few out. ask for help. And ask them, ask for a certain number of referrals. They said, would you give me some referrals? Yeah, sure, here's one. But many times I said to a client of mine, can I have some referrals? It was like, wow, sure, here's my phone. Just go through the phone list and just call them. He gave me his phone, and there was like 200 odd names on it. Amazing. So what I said to him was, can you pick up your top 10? Amazing.
So it does work?
It does work. Some of my clients phone me up and say, you know what, he emailed me his supplier list. He emailed me his supplier list, 500 contact names. How long would it have taken him on the phone trying to build his relationships and go and see people? The guy just emailed it to him. These 500 people called him. I've already sent an email, they expect him to call. One question.
Will you say that when you get an opportunity to do it like that, rather than taking a big list like that, you're better off saying, right, who should I use, and being more strategic about getting it fed through over a period of time?
Absolutely. It's incredible how many people rather get on the telephone, try to sell to somebody, get in the car, go all the way across the world, sit in the hot reception desk, build rapport, but they could just contact somebody they already know and ask for help and ask for 5 referrals. And somebody's welcoming them rather than they feel that you're an unwelcome pest rather than a welcome guest. So referral is the first thing I say to you. When I go and see somebody, say, how many people you know who are happy with your services? Let's focus on them, let's work on that. Because they'll be more than happy to recommend you. Because you know you're a safe option. You're not a bad person.
Welcome to the NLP Sales Masterclass. I'm joined by Darius Sudi. I want to look now about negotiation skills, how to get people to want to work with you, and how you can make it so that relationship happens very, very quickly.
Negotiate, this is the biggest fun part, because I've been on many sales appointments with my clients, and I've heard, watched and listened to them negotiate, and sometimes it's sad, but it's quite funny, because again, we have preconceived ideas about what the client's going to say. So if we believe that they're going to squeeze us, guess what? They're going to squeeze us on price. If we believe that they're not going to like the red model, they're not going to like the red model. If we believe that they want it after Ramadan or in the new year, that's exactly what they're going to say. Yes, negotiation. For instance, when we sit in a room, okay, where we sit in the room dictates who's in power in the office. Okay, so in the old days, caveman days, we used to sit facing the cave because we didn't know what was going to come through that cave. It was going to be a wild animal or a competitive tribe or something. So we sat facing the cave. So when I speak to my clients, I say, sit facing the door. Because if your prospect is sitting with the back to the door, they're feeling vulnerable. They're not in a power position. And also, if you're sitting with your back to the window or the door, and they're looking at you and there's distractions, you're not getting the full attention. Because how many times you've been on an appointment and the prospect's eyes wandering behind you or waving to somebody or getting distracted and they're interrupting your conversation or your pitch or your flow. So sitting somewhere is really, really important. Where you hold your business card. Okay? Are you swapping your case with your business card to shake their hand? All that dictates your negotiation power, because they immediately think you're a pushover or you're not going to be. A sale is made on every single call. Okay? It's who makes the sale. Whether you convince them why they should buy your products or services, or they convince you why they shouldn't. And the most powerful thing is silences. There's other negotiation skills, but the most powerful thing is the silence. Most people are frightened of silence. When there's a silence, they interrupt. How many times I've been with a client and I said, look, I'll do your negotiation. Say nothing. Please say nothing. And it's going really well, and we kind of the client's winking at me during the thing, it's going great, and it goes to the close, and we put the price forward, and there's a silence. And guess what happens?
Your colleague starts to talk.
Yes.
And you train the other person to never have to deal with that silence, because you'll interrupt it yourself.
Absolutely. So if you really believe in your proposition, say nothing, because it's final. Okay, but if you think, oh, I'm going to price it at this end, he's going to knock me down, and there's a silence, guess what you're going to do? Straight away start negotiating on price. Okay, and what's going to happen to your credibility? It's going to be flushed. So don't do it. Don't do it. Be powerful. Be determined that you're going to walk out with the order. And don't worry about timescales. Okay, there's an urgency. You may be going there thinking, I've got 2 days to the end of the year target or end of my month. And then what happens? You put an urgency. And guess what? Your client's going to take his time buying. Okay? Because it's not priority in their mind, it's priority in your mind. So don't press urgency into it and then you're looking desperate. Okay? If you have urgency in your mind, put it behind you.
So how do you do that? How do you realistically drive them to want to resolve it very quickly because you're the business desperate and they're not?
Well, nobody's desperate. If you've got a really good proposition that's going to make you money, they should be desperate want to have it. Okay, so if you think, the moment you're thinking desperate, guess what? You're going to be desperate. Okay? So there were times in my life when I had nothing. Nothing. And I'm going sitting in front of somebody teaching them how to make money. Guess what I would be thinking if I was thinking I'm desperate? They're not going to, my energy is not going to be in sync with what I'm saying. So I'll walk in. I have many clients who are sales and marketing consultants come to me and say, help us sell, help us close, help us negotiate. I say, hang on a second. Do you see the conflict there? You're trying to teach people how to sell, or teach their salespeople how to sell, but you can't close the deal. So no wonder the clients think, I'm going to do business with you, because if you can't do it, you can't teach my salespeople to sell or negotiate. So you've got to market, you've got to know your competitors. You know that you've got to do your homework right. How many other proposals has he got on his desk? When is his time scales? How bad is his pain? Okay? And how quickly can he fix his problem? Right? And the problem is, the only reason you're desperate is because way back you didn't prospect enough. Because if you're prospecting enough, there's enough eggs in your basket to all fall within your time scale. Often the problem is we haven't prospected enough, we haven't brought enough numbers into this funnel, that becomes a desperate situation. So you have to reflect back and think, where did I go wrong that I don't have enough prospects in this basket? That one means so much to me. That should never happen.
Excellent.